been asking if I had been going the distance. Sing a prayer for passion that I cannot deny.
Hello everybody, my name is Skybound.
Starlight Flux.
And we've just got finished watching episode 15 or season 2, episode 2 of My Hero Academia / Boku no Hero Academia. As usual, you can find our reaction down in the description below. Now, review time!
It's interesting that they just went straight into the tournament, no hanging about there. It's like, it's interesting that, like, is it Bakugo? The exploding guy.
Bakugo, yeah.
Bakugo. It's like he just causes controversy wherever he's going. Like I pledge to be number one. It's like,
yeah, just like, and then slowly the music starts up. Yeah. By the way, yeah. Rest in peace, Stefan. You know, you will always be number one.
you'll be up there. You'll be up there with Rambe.
No. Like the thing is, I'm just gonna say, you know, doesn't matter how hard Bakugo tries, he will never be number one. But apart from that,
it's like he caused an entire controversy with everyone else.
what I do like about about this episode is, first of all, it's interesting how they basically do the events based on random number game, essentially.
Oh god, yeah.
It's just basically a lottery what events you get. But also, I like the fact that in this series in general, they kind of do a lot of parody of kind of like media and television and all
oh
that
god,
kind of thing.
yes.
Like, obviously you got like the media who are just like,
oh god, yes.
you know, controversy as ratings and all that sort of stuff, and with the stupidly long camera lenses and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And also the really hyperactive sports announcer who is just like, "Are you ready, everybody?" You know.
Isn't that the guy who was literally? It was like his power was just music. It was
the power of rock.
Yeah, that was literally his power of rock.
It's the best power to have, to be honest. I could that would be my quirk. The power of metal. But yeah, the thing is,
I don't even know what I would pick, to be fair.
In terms of what happened in this actual episode, again, it was one of those things where it was again kind of a lead up.
Yeah,
we kind of got introduced to the guy who does the fire in the ice thing. It'll probably take me a bit of time to actually remember what his name is, unfortunately.
I'm sure people in the comments will mention it.
Yeah, and we'll probably remember it after this.
We will need to remember it. It's just, yeah.
It always takes a bit of time with Japanese names, because and there's a lot of people to remember in this in this series especially. So yeah, he seems like a very sort of interesting person. He seems to he has the thing is, it seems everyone has something to prove in a way.
Well, yeah.
Bakugo wants to sort of be the best, like no one ever was. To catch villains is his real quest. To incarcerate them is his course.
Okay, moving on.
And Mr. Fire and Ice person again.
Didn't he?
I don't even know. I don't know what drives him, but something is driving him.
Well, there was something interesting. He said, "This is to show that stupid old man." So it's obviously that. It sounds like to me that his dad may be against quirks or something like that. You know, and he's basically doing that just to show, or thinks his quirk is not worth anything, or is absolutely useless, and he's just going out his way to absolutely prove himself by basically completely one-shotting all of those bosses.
Yeah, and obviously Midoriya is driven basically by his desire to be like All Might, to be that kind of side of peace.
Well, he kind of has to be now, because he's realised that if he doesn't do it, no one else will. So it's kind of not just oh, I want to do it for myself sort of thing anymore. He has to do it for other people, because he's realised that if he doesn't do it, then everyone there won't be a next All Might if he doesn't learn to control his powers.
Pretty much. I mean, it's pretty sort of interesting how they're laying everything out right now, because even the people who are kind of like in terms of the whole classes so far, it doesn't seem like anyone is the bad guy, as it were.
Yeah.
Like, Bakugo is kind of a dick, but on the other hand, it seems like he's been a lot more bearable lately.
Yeah, I think ever since he's been,
I think he's been humbled a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, because of the last battle, I think.
The Fire and Ice guy, he seems driven. I don't think he dislikes Midoriya. I think he just feels like he needs to beat him.
Yeah.
Because
it's obviously there's something else going on there and he needs to beat him to prove to somebody else. It sounds like the way he was wording it was, look, I'm not no like offence or no like, don't take this personally, but I'm going to beat you because I have to, or at least I have to beat you because I want to prove to somebody else. It's nothing to do with you, essentially. That's the reason why I was saying objectively.
Yeah. It's kind of very interesting how they've laid out the characters in such a way.
And then you have a guy who throws those blob things, which I can't remember the name of. I like how he was just he was getting to the point where he was actually be able to use his quirk in some way that was useful.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Again, the second time.
He's actually figured out a good usage for his.
So he's not. So he isn't going to be the Spike of this anime, essentially, where he's just bloody useless. I mean, he has actually been useful twice.
Yeah, I think he's also a bit of like a kind of a comedy sort of character as well. Like whenever there's some sort of vaguely fan servicey thing that comes up, he's just gonna be like, yeah.
Oh god, yeah, and Miss Midnight, and that was like,
yeah, and just like, just like you're at a school. You can't go dressing like a dominatrix at school.
Well, then we've got Miss Mountain. Is it Miss Mountain or something like that?
Oh yeah, the super large.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, that's.
I used to get favours.
Yeah, it's.
Oh god, that was like. Yes, there was a lot of fan service in that. So, and people said, "Are we okay with the fact that this person is in this school?" And everyone else is like, "Yes, we're okay with this."
Yeah, but
I just wonder what her power is, though. That's the. Oh god.
No, but here's the thing. Like, so far from what I've seen, the way the fan service is done when it's done is it's not really sort of over the top or anything. It's
not like anywhere near ecchi for crying out loud.
Oh no, it's not. We're not talking like Strike Witches or Monster Musume sort of levels of ridiculous kind of fan service nonsense. It's kind of. They kind of do it, but then it's usually for like the butt of a joke, like the butt of a joke. But
he's back on form with his puns.
But anyway, but yeah, they do it quite well. Because to be honest, a lot of anime you'll find do have like their moments of fan service, but they.
What you mean, like the Gun Gale Alternative Online, where they basically had the reverse trap situation?
No, I wouldn't say that's fan service.
Depends on who it's for.
Yeah, but yeah, in a lot of anime you'll see things like like shower scenes or certain angles,
beach episodes,
all that kind of thing.
But this seems like it's being more played for a joke more than this.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like deliberately sort of This is why you keep watching, right, guys? This is
You're watching it for the plot.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, oh my god, it's been 2 years since I've said that thing.
Except the fact is, we are watching it for the plot because the plot is excellent.
Oh god, yeah, yeah, we are actually.
Yes.
I mean, again, another solid episode, ending on a very good cliffhanger. Like, I mean,
it's definitely made me want to watch the next episode, which is somewhat unfortunate because we're going to have to wait to watch that because I've not actually got a copy of it on my hard drive, so but I have to get the next episode before we can watch it. So
yeah, well,
but I'm excited to see what actually happens. But in the meantime, it's been about 10 minutes, I think. So my score for this episode was, I'm gonna go 8. Just straight 8. Straight 8.
Wait, didn't you give it 8.2 or something last time?
I gave it 8.2. Yeah, but this wasn't as interesting as episode 1. But it had its moments. But I think episode 1 I preferred, but only very, very slightly.
I'd say.
I think episode 3 I'll probably.
I don't know. I'm not going to plan it out, but I think 8.1 personally for me, because I think it was on par with the previous one. I can't remember what my previous score was.
But you gave it 8.2, the same as me.
Yeah, well, I think to be fair, I'm not willing to give it 8.2, but I am willing to give it 8.1.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a good episode. Again, it was a good episode.
There's always good. It seems like again a consistent. It's just so consistent. The show's so consistent with its.
It's great. I love how consistent
its quality is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's made a difference from watching some other stuff we've been watching, which the current season of MLP at the moment is a bit patchy. So coming onto this, it's a bit of a. It is a jarring comparison, really. We've been discussing about this before, where we've been saying, we've been watching more and more. Well, we've been watching a lot of Hero Academia episodes, and we're saying there isn't really an episode where we could consider it a bad episode.
Anyway, though, I think we've rambled enough. So, as usual, my name's Skybound.
Starlight Flux.
And we'll see you next time in the next episode of Hero Academia. Right, goodbye.